viewers, there's one demand that appears to unite everyone leading the protest, from Rahul Gandhi and Sonam Wangchuk to the CJP leadership. They all want one thing: no FIR, no legal action against students. But what about the policemen who were assaulted while simply doing their job? They returned bruised, battered, shaken, and in shock. If there are to be no FIRs, who delivers justice for them? That is the question no one seems to be willing to answer. Even as passionate appeals are made for leniency towards students, who is speaking for the journalists who are punched, kicked, assaulted in full public view? If there are to be no FIRs, will attackers of Dev Kotak, Jyoti Mishra, Shafali Nigam and Bhavna Kishore simply walk free? And will the opposition get away by saying what the mob did was right?
हमारा एक रिपोर्टर था, उसको रॉब किया, असॉल्ट किया।
आप क्यों किया उधर अंदर में?
तो नहीं करेगा।
नहीं, उनका वो लोग जानते हैं कि आप लोग गोदी मीडिया का आते हैं।
तो रिपोर्टिंग नहीं करेगा।
नहीं, वो लोग जानते हैं आप लोग गोदी मीडिया का, आप गोदी मीडिया का।
इसलिए असॉल्ट किया जाएगा, आप जस्टिफाई कर रहे हैं।
वो लोग रॉब कर रहा है, ठीक कर रहा है।
तो पत्थरबाजी कर रहे हैं, क्या आप पत्रकारों को आवाज नहीं उठाने देंगे? पत्थर फेंक रहे हैं लोग हमारे ऊपर।
वो लोग रॉब कर रहा है, ठीक कर रहा है। वो लोग रॉब कर रहा है, ठीक कर रहा है।
एटलीस्ट अलग अलग 6 दिशा से कुछ 100 मुक्के, लाफे, पानी फेंकना, बॉटल्स फेंकना।
वो लोग रॉब कर रहा है, ठीक कर रहा है।
आपने एक बहुत क्लियरली डिमांड रखी है, कल दीपके ने उसके बारे में बात भी की थी। कोई भी प्रोटेस्टर पे किसी भी प्रकार की FIR या फ्यूचर FIR हम लॉन्च नहीं होने देंगे, उसके बिना ये प्रोटेस्ट खत्म नहीं होगा।
You're watching the News Hour at 9, debate number 2 on Times Now, Super Prime Time.
Well, joining the debate with Vivek Srivastava, Tehseen Poonawala, Abhijit Iyer Mitra and Shehzad Poonawala is Nilanjan Das of the Trinamool Congress. And Nilanjan Das, my question to you is, if mob justice is what we want, then what are we, why do we need the Constitution of India? If mob justice is what we want, then everybody should move around in a mob and do whatever they have to. They can kill policemen, they can beat up journalists, they can do whatever they want. Is that what we are going towards? And Kalyan Banerjee is justifying them. Your Godi media, they are right in whatever they do. Have you seen how both our women reporters and Dev Kotak have been manhandled as well as literally lynched at Jantar Mantar? Is this civilized society?
Well, Navika, I'm very sorry about what your reporters had to go through, but unfortunately, similar things happen in our state, in the double engine state that we are currently in. So in Bengal, I myself was being lynched. And all our youth and student workers were being lynched. We are being hurled eggs and stones. So I don't see any reportage from your end. So it's so whatever Mr. Kalyan Banerjee, our honorable MP, has said stems from that frustration, because you fail to report what is really happening on the ground. And this frustration is also going among the youth in Delhi. So I think while I sympathize with what happened.
Okay. So you've forgotten 15 years of the TMC rule when this happened, but when you're at the receiving end, what do policemen and journalists, they have seen so many governments come and go that it is unbelievable. Do you know, when I go to any ministry which I've covered for 35 years, you know what the people outside there, the workers, the liftmen, the guards and the peons say over there, they say, मैडम आप भी यहीं आ रही है 30 साल से, हम भी यहीं आ रही है, सरकारें आती जाती रहती हैं. Why do you forget that? Journalists have to do their job. Policemen have to do their job. No FIRs against them. Vivek Srivastava, do you want mob justice? Why do you want to go to court? Why do you even talk about the constitution? Let there be mob justice now.
Yes. It is not about mob justice. They are innocent students and they feel that their voice is not being echoed. I fully stand with your reporters, Navika, but
and what about the policemen who were beaten up? What is their fault? What about the journalists who were beaten up? What is their fault?
Let me speak. Yes. So in that case, let us both speak neutrally. Whether it is the woman whose private part was hit by the stick of a policeman or another woman whose clothes were torn off, ladies were kicked, a mother was trying to save her two small daughters, there were policemen who were not wearing badges, RAF guys wearing blue shirts, जाइए social media check करिए, no badge available, सिविल क्लोथ्स में हेलमेट और से कवर करके
विवेक उसके लिए आप कोर्ट गए हैं, उसके लिए आप कोर्ट गए हैं, rightly so. I am only asking why on the other side should there be no FIRs? How can that demand be justified, Shehzad Poonawalla? Cops who have misbehaved must be taken to task. No two questions about it. But can there be a blanket ban on FIRs against those who have literally lynched cops and journalists?
Firstly, Navika, look at the double speak and the hypocrisy of the Samvidhan Bachao, Freedom of Speech Bachao, and this entire anti-mob lynching gang. These people are the first ones who stand up and they say that we are always for the rights of free speech. But your three journalists, Jyoti, Dev Kotak and Shefali, and I know the last two very, very well because they are every day interacting with me. I know that they have never once done anything that can be even held against them on journalistic standards. And these people are not only justifying this, they are saying that it is right for them to be beaten up. And look at the people who are doing it. This is the same TMC leaders. When the eggs are thrown at them by the people, they are saying that, look, we should not be targeted. And BJP is the only party which has called out even the targeting of the TMC leaders. You remember when Mahua Moitra was egged, that time Shamik Bhattacharya ji has said that it should not happen. And even now we have said that this should not happen. But unfortunately, Navika, the real face of these so-called Patrakar, hum freedom of speech ke saath hai, hum mob lynching ke khilaf hai. Today I ask only one question of Mr. Vivek Srivastava, that should the people who have done this kind of violence, why are you tagging them with the students? The students are the genuine people, but these violent people are the ones who are belonging to the political parties, and they are the ones who are taking out the, I would say, the badla against these journalists, and therefore they should be punished. But instead, Vivek Srivastava is defending them.
Yes, no FIR. No FIR should be done against any student whatsoever.
Why?
There was an instigation.
Kyun?
From the police
and
by the media also.
Dev Kotak या ज्योति मिश्रा या शफाली निगम, ये इनके पेरेंट्स नहीं है, इनकी फैमिलीज नहीं है, who are upset with this, the policemen who were beaten and targeted, are they the same ones who have acted badly? If they are, is mob justice what you are recommending? And Tehseen, I just want to draw the line here. I want to know from you, if anybody has broken the law, if the policemen have unprovoked beaten people, FIRs and action should follow. And that is a PIL that is being admitted by the Delhi High Court today. Why is it conditional, and why are people saying there should be no FIRs on the other side? Who's answerable to those who have been at the receiving end by the goons, because they really can't be the students, goons who have lynched people, who have manhandled people, even journalists doing their jobs? Is the constitution just so conditional?
Thank you, Navika. First of all, there is no justification for any mob violence whatsoever. That's the case I fought against. So my condolences to Jyoti, Shefali and Dev. It's wrong. And even if you don't like somebody's journalism, you have no right to beat them up. The Delhi police need to be punished, no if and but. Navika, I'll just end in 30 seconds. When we were protesting ethanol and we were at India Gate, I was caught like this. I'm the least guy who uses bad language. I was caught like this, pushed and taken to Jantar Mantar by the same Delhi police who I respected, and I said, thank you. This is how I was caught and pushed and taken. What did we do? We're a bunch of middle class people protesting ethanol. The police are just acting like goons. It is not right. I understand they're doing their duty serving us. I understand these are orders from wherever that they get it. They may not want it, but this is not the way to behave with citizens. They have to be punished. You can't hit women this way. And what's happened with your journalists is wrong. You can't become what you oppose. I'm sorry. So that's my stand on it.
I'm sorry. This statement, Abhijit Ayyamina, whatever is the kind of journalism, who is the certification authority for whatever kind of journalism? Everybody has a right to speech as I knew it. It's credible organizations like us who've been here, covering India against corruption with as much passion as we have covered the protests of the CJP at Jantar Mantar. Who are these people who are giving these free certificates, who are now saying that FIRs cannot be filed against the students? It was a mob there. How many students? How many of those hooligans who had infiltrated? Why should there be no FIRs against them?
Listen, it is caught on camera that there is a boy pepper spraying cops who were doing nothing. It has been caught on camera of an RAF gentleman being pounded mercilessly. There are lots of shots of them being beaten up. Now, if you tell me there should be no FIR against them, who is to start determining? See, the communists, I'm not surprised by Vivek Srivastava. When the communists used to go around raping people when Jyoti Basu was in government with the Congress, with the breakaway Congress, he was asked by the breakaway Congress leader to investigate. He said, investigation not possible. So this has been their thing for a very long time. Even in Kerala, they used to do this. If their party used to go around hacking people, raping people, killing people, they would do nothing. They would say it is a matter of policy. We will not investigate our own people. This is what communists do everywhere. Mao Zedong did it. Lenin did it. This is communist. So ignore them for a minute. My issue here is very simple. Where are the police? Why haven't these people been taken into custody? Because that fellow who pepper sprayed a police is still roaming around free. Why has he not been arrested? He should be charged under the National Security Act.
In the case of a journalist, Saurabh Das of the CJP, Ashutosh Ranka of the CJP have apologized. They've apologized. So are they saying, and is everybody now demanding that apology to humne de di hai, lekin FIR mat karna? Why? Breaking the law. Should there not be an FIR, Vivek Srivastava?
Absolutely, they are students, their careers will be spoiled, they are sad, they are protesting against an arrogant minister.
When they were manhandling and molesting women journalists, at that time were they students?
Well, I'll tell you the basic problem.
And how how are you taking surety? Abhijit Iyer Mitra, किसी के माथे पे लिखा होता है कि मैं student हूँ. They could be hooligans. So why should there not be recognition of faces and hooligans being booked?
But remember, Navika, see, hold up a mirror to yourself. You have journalist colleagues who are calling for the beating up of journalists. There is one from the Hindu and one from News Laundry who were very vocally supporting this. They were very vocally supporting it. When will the editors build a...
Because their constitution is different from our constitution, and I really don't give too much importance to those who can justify violence of one kind and question violence of another kind. Their duplicity is seen by everybody. But Shehzad Poonawalla, what is the police doing? Why is this thought even being entertained?
Navika,
is this a negotiation point?
No, Navika, be rest assured that every person, first of all, these are not students. When you molest a woman, when you attack a person like a journalist or somebody else, or you attack the police, then you're not a student. You are a person who needs to be treated under the law. So you don't get special discount for that kind of activity. Secondly, all those people who have done this wrong will be identified through the CCTV and the facial recognition technology, and the legal action will be taken on them. But I want to ask Vivek Srivastava now one question. There is a very disturbing video of a woman being molested. Now, Vivek, does he believe that there should be no action on the molesters of the woman? Vivek, just tell me yes or no.
No, of course, yes.
Whatever Vivek says, I am not going to allow two views on this issue. Anybody who breaks the law, and there are laws even for juveniles. So what are we talking about, students and non-students? Anybody who breaks the law has to face the law. Otherwise, mob justice will be the only way this country will run, and we will not be a democracy, a republic anymore. We will become a banana republic. Everybody needs to know if there are duties. If there are rights in this constitution, there are duties as well. Rights do not define a democracy. The duties have to come with it. We leave it at that. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen, for joining me on the News Hour tonight. Good night, be safe. I'll be back tomorrow with the News Hour at 9.